Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, lovely people, lovers of freedom all over the world. Wherever you're joining us from today, you're highly welcome to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to this channel, turn on your notification, and definitely you will be notified whenever we drop our spanking news. Without wasting much of your time, make we go straight to the news we will carry come for you today on this wonderful channel. But please make sure you share this news to as many group, to as many platforms as possible, so that our brothers and our sisters, both those here and those in diaspora, can get the back-to-back news and information on all the activities happening in Biafran land. The news: Biafran war anniversary, end fight against Igbo, pardon Nnamdi Kanu, Ohanaeze chieftain to Buhari. The news in detail. A chieftain of the Ohanaeze Ndigbo social cultural organization, Okechukwu Isiguzoro, has urged President Bola Tinubu to officially end the war against Igbos ahead of the 54th Biafran war anniversary. He urged Tinubu to implement the reconstruction, the reconciliation and rehabilitation, and the opening up of the Eastern Corridor for economic development and the liberation of the old Eastern region. In a statement he signed, he said Ndigbo endured persecution and economic strangulation due to the historical neglect of the old Eastern region by past federal governments. He went further to say, while other zones have benefited from the center, the Southeast has been systematically excluded and deprived of its rightful share. According to Ishiguzuru, major infrastructures destroyed during the 3 and 6 months of the Biafran War have not been adequately reconstructed by previous military and civilian government over the past 54 years. Genuine reconciliation from the federal government towards Ndigbo has been lacking, replaced by the deliberate exclusion of the Southeast from certain privileges and the denial of access to viable seaports in the old Eastern regions, such as the permanent closure of the Calabar seaport. He also reminded Tinubu that the federal government has failed to pay the reparation fees demanded by Igbo leaders during the administration of ex-President Olusegun Obasanjo and late Musa Yar'Adua. Additionally, the reparation fees demanded by Igbo leaders during the Obasanjo and Yar'Adua regimes have not been paid, and the implementation of the 2014 Constitutional Conference and the restructuring proposal put forth by the APC committee led by former Governor El-Rufai have been disregarded, he said. Isiguzuru also informed the president that he was yet to grant pardon to the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra in the person of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Onyendu and other Biafran agitators. He added, furthermore, the granting of pardon of the indigenous people of Biafran leader Nnamdi Kanu and Biafran agitators who are genuinely fighting against previous governments' untold persecution is yet to be realized. Another aspect that demands urgent attention is the rehabilitation of the old Eastern region through increased federal presence. The lack of federal infrastructural development in the Southeast is deeply concerning. Ohanaeze Ndigbo employs President Tinubu to utilize his esteemed office to initiate the end of the war by prioritizing reconciliation, reconstruction, and rehabilitation in the Southeast. Ohanaeze Ndigbo remains hopeful that President Tinubu, as a leader known for his commitment to justice and fairness, will champion the cause to end the war and bring about lasting peace, reconciliation, and development in the southeast. And that is what Ohanaeze Ndigbo is saying concerning the Igbos, telling the president the ordeals that the Igbos have passed, and also the ordeal that president that the ordeal that Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going through currently under the DSS custody. But the reality is that it is still very shameful that Ohanaeze Ndigbo are putting all their hopes on this administration of Nigeria. Nigeria is not going to offer you anything. Nigeria does not like you. That is just the reality. So no matter how you try to push them, to do what you want them to do, the fact still remains that Nigerians do not accept Igbos. And we are all seeing what is happening in Biafran land currently. If not for the gallant men and women who have decided, to fight their way to take over the things that has been denied from them by this same administration and the past administrations. If not the doggedness of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who even, made this government to start reasoning Biafrans. If not for the fight that Simon Ekpa has been putting up, just to prove to these people that you cannot continue to push the Biafrans aside. You cannot continue to push an Igbo man away. The reality is that, have you checked some of the big businesses in the country? Look at the names of these businesses making names. Look at the amount that Igbos generate in this so-called contraption. Honestly speaking, Nigeria has a reason why they do not want to allow the Igbos to go. Honestly speaking, if the Igbos are really irrelevant rather, if the Igbos are irrelevant in this country, Nigerians for don't free Igbos. But they know that if Biafra should come and Igbos should leave their country, they will lack a lot. It will bring the economy of that country to zero level, to the extent that ego Malawi ga ego de Nigeria. We are already seeing what is happening currently with the current situation of Nigeria. We are all seeing it. We are all seeing how they cannot even handle some certain things. The economy is dropping. Look at them. The cities is above naira. Very soon, Sefa will be more than naira. That is how bad the country has deteriorated, and yet they don't want to do anything concerning the things that is happening in their country. If Ohanaeze has actually been wise, because Ohanaeze is a representative of the Igbos. They are the body who are meant in quotes to represent the Igbos. If Ohanaeze truly have been representing the interests of Biafrans, honestly speaking, some of the things, some of the ways the Igbos are being marginalized won't even get to that level. It is because of Ohanaeze Ndigbo have failed, in making sure that the lives and properties and the interests of the Igbos are being protected. They have failed in doing that. Igbos are now seen as a right. It's ordinary Fulani people. I'm trying not to use the wrong words because of YouTube rules and regulations. These people, you see them, treating Igbos as if they are important people, but we know that these people no follow at all. This is not even people we should be dragging with. It is awful. It is a shame that Fulani people are now ruling Igbos in the so-called contraption called Nigeria. And yet, these so-called bodies, Ohanaeze, no Munneya, and other groups are still playing the script of their paymasters, of these so-called Fulani cabals, that have destroyed the country and destroyed their people, the lives and properties of their people. Well, I'm not going to say much on this issue because nothing we will never talk, concerning the situation happening in the country, and especially in the southeastern part of the country. Please go to the comment section and give your own input on what you think concerning the issue Ohanaeze Ndigbo is addressing. Thank you once again for joining us on this wonderful YouTube platform. To get updated news and information, please subscribe and make sure you turn on your notifications so that you too can get notified whenever we drop our news.